Hello everyone, I have a question for you. Do you know who is the world's funniest and only comedy bear? I really didn't know this until I started working on him this past week. And folks, let me tell you, try as he might, I don't think I've heard a funny joke out of him yet at all. But if you know his great tagline, you know who it is I'm about to show you. I'll give you a hint. He's on stage, and his favorite tagline is "Wocka Wocka." Know who I'm talking about now? Well, let me remind you, I am working through, Drew Hill's The Muppets Amigurumi book. Now there is a link for you down in the description box in which you can go and purchase your own copy of this. I got it off of Amazon. I did get it at the time that it was on sale. I don't know that it's on sale anymore, but folks, I have truly enjoyed working my way through this book. And this week I worked on Fozzie Bear. Now, as I told you, Fozzie Bear is the world's funniest and only stand-up comedy bear. From his beat-up hat to his famous trademark, Wocka Wocka, that punctuates his punchlines, Fozzie is comic through and through. I don't know about that, but his jokes aren't great. Okay, they aren't usually even very good, but they are always delivered with passion and gusto and the ever-dashed hope that this time he'll get a laugh. Fozzie is perseverance personified, and despite the insistent heckling from Statler and Waldorf, remember they're the two old guys that sit up in the balcony, he never gives up and he never lets the Muppets down. So just to remind you who Fozzie is, there he is in his Muppet form. Isn't he cute? I have always loved bears, and Fozzie has been one of my favorites. So if we follow the pattern, and you know I always have to do something a little bit different, but if we follow the pattern, you will see that Mr. Hill captured him pretty good in Amigurumi, don't you think? I think he did a great job. I really do. Now, you know me, I don't like using the safety eyes, and he does call for using felt around the eyes and on the tongue, and I don't like that. I mean, if it's going to be an amigurumi, I want everything to be as closely related to yarn as possible. So I did substitute those two areas, but other than that, this is my Fozzie Bear. Any cute? Now, like I said, I always embroidery the eyes, because if this happens to go into the hands of a little one, I don't want to have to worry about the eyes popping out, even though they have those little safety clips on the back. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, little fingers, they do like to dig and see if they can pull them out, so I always embroider them on there. And two, if you noticed in the amigurumi, it is a little pink felt tongue. I chose to do something a little bit different. But other than that, folks, I mean, you know, the scarf is right. It has the little pink touches on it. The legs are only stuffed down here at the feet, in the same way with the hands. Now, if you wanted to pose him, do something cute, you know, like it showed there where he had his little hand up here by his mouth, it would be very easy before you attach the arms to get some floral wire and stick in here before you actually sewed it onto the body, and that way you'd be able to pose it however you wanted, the same way with the legs. Now, again, the one thing I love about Drew's patterns is the head and the body are crocheted as one piece, and man, do I like that, because folks, it is so easy to stuff the head, and it doesn't, you don't have that wobble thing going on. Also, it's very easy to stuff, like I said, but there's also not the possibility of getting the head cocked off to the side just a little bit, or anything like that. The arms, as you're building the body, you do the arms first, You start with the body, and then you crochet the arms right onto the body as you're going. So that's another good thing. Excuse me. Goodness. And the legs obviously are sewed on later, so are the ears. But look at his cute little derby. Isn't that precious? I just love it. Now I did put on an extra little round here because I just felt it was a little short. And yes, I do know that in the world of Muppets, his hat does sit, you know, I mean, it's almost like it's too small, but he and I agreed that one extra little round there wasn't going to make that much difference. So anyway, yeah, I think he turned out really very cute, and he is happy to join Miss Piggy from last week. You remember I showed her off to you, so there we go. They're pretty much the same size. Now she was made with a 4-weight, most of it red heart. He is made with some Mary Maxim yarn for the most part. So, but honestly, you know, when you look at them, there's really not that much difference in height. Of course, I think her ears sticking up and everything kind of makes a little bit height difference. But anyway, I'm rocking right along in my family of amigurumis. Now, Kermit's not here because he's over in another tote and I didn't get him out. But anyway, there's the third in the line of my book for making the Muppets amigurumi. So next week, we will be looking at putting together, and I'm really excited for these two guys, folks, because once I get them made, I'm going to offer them to my daughter because she is a science teacher and chemistry and physics are her jam. So I will be making this next week Dr. Bunsen and Honeydew. There you go. That is my goal for this next week to, Dr. Bunsen, Honeydew, and Beaker. There you go. So yes, those are on my list to get done this next week. Hopefully I'll have both of them finished. But I just thought it would be a cute addition to her classroom for the kids to come in and see them, you know, standing up there. I had thought at first of making them, you know, pretty big, like maybe out of some 5-weight yarn, but no, I think I'm going to just keep them amigurumi size. That way they can sit up on her desk or on her computer looking out on the classroom, and maybe not have the potential for them to walk off like some things do. It normally always happens, folks. I can guarantee you. I was a teacher for 30 years, and pens and pencils and sometimes eraser tops. Yeah, just little things like that would just grab feet and walk off. So I certainly wouldn't want that to happen with Dr. Honeydew and Mr. Beaker. So I think I'll just keep on with the 4-weight yarn and my E-hook and get them made for her. But anyway, that's what you can look forward to next week. I want to say thank you so much for following me on this journey with the Muppets. They have been a lot of fun to put together, and the stories that we tell one another, you know, I mean, I have memories of watching the Muppets and watching the Muppets with my kids and my grandkids, so it is kind of fun to reminisce with some of the stories and movies that I've seen them in. And tell you what, we just have a good old time chatting with one another as parts are being made and things are being put together. So if you think I'm a little off my rocker, that's okay. But those of you that do amigurumi, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's hard not to talk to them, isn't it? I mean, it just really is. So anyway, I do thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Be sure to look out for Bunsen and Burner next week. Please don't forget to always be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know, could be your light that they're waiting to see. I love you guys, and again, thank you so much for being here. I love you. Bye.